Imagine stepping onto an island so remote that it feels like a world apart. A place where nature reigns supreme and the hustle and bustle of modern life seem like distant memories. Welcome to Tuvalu, a tiny island nation lost in the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. This isolated paradise is not just a hidden gem of breathtaking beauty, but also a land of deep cultural roots and, unfortunately, growing challenges. In this video, we'll uncover the top 10 fascinating, bizarre, and, at times, heartbreaking facts about Tuvalu that will leave you mesmerized until the very end. One of the last facts will completely change your perspective on this secluded nation, so be sure to watch until the end. Welcome to World Marvels. 10. The world's most overlooked destination. Tuvalu, an island nation composed of 9 tiny atolls, is one of the most overlooked travel destinations in the world. This remote paradise is home to just over 11,000 residents, making it one of the least populous countries on the planet. The capital, Funafuti, houses the nation's only airport, which operates just 2 flights a week. Imagine the exclusivity of having such limited access, a stark contrast to the bustling tourist hubs we're accustomed to. It's as if Tuvalu offers you a personal invitation to experience its untouched beauty, free from the crowds and commercialism that plague other destinations. The beaches here are nothing short of spectacular. Stretching across the 100 coral islands that make up Tuvalu, they are framed by sparkling white sands and clear turquoise waters. These islands offer a rare glimpse into what much of the world's coastal regions might have looked like before the advent of mass tourism. The slow pace of life in Tuvalu is punctuated by the warm smiles of the locals, who are eager to share their way of life with those few who make the journey. Here, you can spend your days fishing with the locals, gliding across the ocean in traditional canoes, and enjoying freshly prepared, home-cooked meals that are as authentic as the island itself. But beyond its undeniable beauty, Tuvalu is also a place of intriguing quirks. One such oddity is its postal system, which consists of just 2-digit codes representing the different islands. This minimalist approach to mail delivery is a reflection of the nation's compact size and close-knit community. For example, a postcard sent from the serene shores of Nanumea would carry the postal code 03, while one sent from the picturesque Nui would be marked 07. This simplicity mirrors the unpretentious nature of the nation, a country that, despite its isolation, has retained a charm that is both captivating and unique. 9. A nation on the brink. Tuvalu might seem like a paradise on Earth, but it's also a nation facing an existential threat. As one of the lowest-lying countries in the world, with its highest point just 16 feet above sea level, Tuvalu is on the front lines of climate change. The rising sea levels pose a direct threat to the very existence of this island nation. Since the early 1990s, the sea around Tuvalu has been creeping upwards at an alarming rate, with the average height of the islands now reduced to less than 7 feet above sea level. This slow, relentless rise in water levels means that Tuvalu could become one of the first nations to be entirely submerged by the ocean, a modern-day Atlantis. Living in a place where the ocean is not just a beautiful backdrop, but an ever-present threat, has shaped the lives of Tuvaluans in profound ways. Every high tide brings with it the risk of flooding, erosion, and damage to homes and infrastructure. The government, alongside international organizations, has been working tirelessly to mitigate these effects, constructing seawalls and exploring the possibility of relocating the most vulnerable communities. However, despite these efforts, the future remains uncertain. The people of Tuvalu are resilient, but their struggle against the rising tide is a poignant reminder of the broader global climate crisis. This impending disaster has garnered international attention, with Tuvalu often cited as a canary in the coal mine for climate change. The situation here is a stark warning to the rest of the world. If global warming continues unchecked, many more coastal and island communities could face a similar fate. Visiting Tuvalu is not just an opportunity to witness natural beauty, but also to understand the very real and urgent challenges posed by climate change. It's a place where the fight for survival is not a distant possibility, but a daily reality. 8. The world's narrowest nation. Tuvalu's narrowness is not just a metaphorical concept, it's a physical reality. The islands that make up this nation are, on average, just over a mile wide, with the widest point barely exceeding 3 miles across. This extreme narrowness creates a unique set of challenges for the residents, who must be highly resourceful in their use of space. Urban planning in Tuvalu is a delicate balancing act, where the need to accommodate a growing population must be carefully weighed against the desire to preserve the natural beauty of the islands. The narrow strips of land that make up Tuvalu are dotted with traditional homes, surrounded by crystal-clear waters and lush greenery. The beaches, with their soft sands and vibrant coral reefs, are like something out of a postcard. Yet, the limited space also means that there is little room for infrastructure. Most of the country's roads are little more than narrow paths, and the small population means that there are few vehicles. Instead, boats are the primary mode of transportation, making the waterways the lifeblood of the nation. This narrowness also impacts the economy. With limited space and resources, Tuvalu relies heavily on imports for many of its needs. Any disruption in the supply chain can have significant consequences, leading to shortages of essential goods. Despite these challenges, the people of Tuvalu have found ways to adapt, using their ingenuity to maintain a way of life that has remained largely unchanged for generations. The country's narrowness, while a challenge, also contributes to its charm, creating a sense of intimacy and connection that is rare in today's world. 7. An unusual economy. Tuvalu's economy is as unique as the nation itself. Given its small size and limited resources, the country has had to be creative in finding ways to generate revenue. One of the most interesting strategies employed by the Tuvaluan government was the leasing of its international dialing code, 688, to global companies in the 1990s. This move brought in a significant income, peaking at $1.6 million annually, which was a substantial sum for such a small nation. However, public backlash led to the cessation of this practice in 2000. Today, the economy of Tuvalu remains small but stable. The capital, Funafuti, is not the cheapest place to live, but it's also far from the most expensive. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs around $240 per month, equivalent to approximately $170. For those looking to save, living outside the city center can reduce rent to about $169 or $120. Utilities, including electricity and water, add another $430 or $300 to the monthly expenses. When it comes to food, Tuvalu offers a mix of affordability and local flavor. A meal at a budget restaurant costs around $430 or $300, while a liter of milk goes for $114 or $80. Bread lovers will find a half-kilo loaf for $289 or $200, and a kilo of chicken costs $437 or $300. Transportation is equally affordable, with a single bus ride priced at just $55 or $40, and a monthly pass available for $22 to $30 or $15 to $20. Gasoline, too, is reasonably priced at $180 or $120 per liter. Internet access, crucial for staying connected in such a remote location, costs around $25 or $17 per month. Healthcare is also accessible, with a visit to the doctor costing $2,490 or $17. Even getting a haircut is affordable, with prices averaging $489 or $340. All in all, if you don't count rent, the average cost of living in Tuvalu is a modest $576 or $400 per month, making it a budget-friendly option for those looking to experience island life without breaking the bank. 6. The enchanting beauty of Tuvaluan women. Tuvaluan women are a captivating blend of traditional Polynesian beauty and warmth. Their radiant skin, expressive eyes, and curvaceous figures reflect their rich heritage, while their thick, dark hair and broad noses add to their unique allure. But these women are much more than just their appearance. They are the heart and soul of Tuvalu, embodying the strength and resilience of a culture that has withstood the test of time. Tuvaluan women play a vital role in preserving and passing down the traditions of their people. They are the keepers of the island's cultural heritage, weaving intricate patterns into everyday life and moving to the rhythms of dances that have been passed down through generations. Education is also highly valued among Tuvaluan women, who often pursue knowledge both at home and abroad, particularly in neighboring Pacific nations. Despite their beauty and accomplishments, Tuvaluan women often face challenges in forming meaningful connections outside their tight-knit communities. The country's geographical isolation and small population mean that the dating pool is limited, and the high cost of travel makes it difficult to meet new people. Fluent in both Tuvaluan and English, these women are well-equipped to engage with the wider world, but the sheer distance and expense of travel often stand in the way. This paradox of being surrounded by beauty and warmth, yet feeling isolated and alone, is one of the more poignant aspects of life in Tuvalu. For these women, the very essence of their island home, its remoteness, contributes to their solitude. Yet, they remain full of life and love, and their warmth is something that visitors to Tuvalu will remember long after their journey ends. 5. The tranquil capital of Funafuti. Funafuti, the capital of Tuvalu, is a tranquil atoll that offers a unique blend of serenity and charm. Unlike the bustling capitals of other nations, Funafuti is a place where life moves at a slower, more relaxed pace. The atoll is a narrow strip of land, just 200 to 400 yards wide at some points, wrapping around a lagoon that stretches for about 13 to 15 miles. This is home to over half of Tuvalu's population, with around 6,000 people living in this small but vibrant community. The main road in Funafuti runs from the northern to the southern end of the atoll, a journey that takes just 15 minutes by car. But despite its small size, Funafuti is full of life and character. Motorbikes are the main mode of transport, and the atoll's runway serves multiple purposes. It's not just for planes, but also a soccer field, a clothesline, and a social gathering spot all rolled into one. The beaches in Funafuti are breathtaking, with crystal-clear waters that reveal vibrant coral reefs and marine life just off the shore. Snorkeling and diving here are a treat for nature lovers, offering a chance to explore an underwater world that remains largely untouched by human activity. The local community is friendly and welcoming, making visitors feel right at home. Despite its small size, Funafuti has all the essentials: a hospital, schools, and shops where you can find everything you need. Life in Funafuti is laid back, providing the perfect opportunity to unwind and enjoy the simple things. The people here live in harmony with nature, and this connection to the environment is evident in every aspect of daily life. Funafuti offers a glimpse into a world where stress is a distant memory, replaced by the soothing rhythms of island life. 4. Tuvalu's dark past. Tuvalu's history is not just a story of idyllic island life. It's also a narrative tainted by the shadow of blackbirding, a tragic practice that unfolded in the late 19th and early 20th centuries across the Pacific Islands, including Tuvalu. Blackbirding was a form of coercive labor recruitment, where islanders were often lured with promises of better lives and fair pay, only to be thrust into a nightmare of exploitation and harsh realities. Tuvaluans, like many others in the Pacific, were taken from their homes and forced to work on plantations in distant lands, often in Australia and other parts of the Pacific. The conditions they faced were brutal, with little regard for their rights or well-being. This dark chapter in Tuvalu's past is a painful reminder of the injustices suffered by its people. Despite this history of exploitation, Tuvalu has emerged as a nation determined to preserve its culture and heritage. The people of Tuvalu have held on to their Polynesian roots with unwavering strength, ensuring that their traditions and customs continue to thrive. Today, Tuvalu is a place where the past is remembered, but not allowed to define the future. The resilience of the Tuvaluan people is evident in their determination to move forward, while never forgetting the lessons of their history. 3. The cultural richness of Tuvalu. Tuvalu's cultural heritage is as rich and vibrant as its natural beauty. The traditional dances of Tuvalu are a captivating display of Polynesian culture, offering a window into the island's history, society, and spiritual beliefs. One of the most significant dances is the Fatele, a group performance that is central to Tuvaluan culture. This dance is typically performed during important occasions and ceremonies, with men and women moving in perfect synchrony while singing and chanting. The fatele is more than just a dance. It's a form of storytelling, where the performers use their bodies to convey tales of nature, folklore, and everyday life. The movements in the fatele are inspired by the natural world, mimicking the waves of the ocean and the wind that sweeps across the islands. The rhythm is set by traditional drums, creating a heartbeat that resonates with the soul of the island. The simplicity of the costumes and settings allows the raw talent and deep connection to their roots to shine through, making the fatele a powerful expression of Tuvaluan identity. Another traditional dance, the pur, is all about elegance and poise. This dance is usually performed during formal ceremonies and feasts, and it's characterized by smooth, flowing movements that are reminiscent of a ballet, but with a distinct Tuvaluan twist. The hand gestures in the pur are particularly noteworthy. They are like a secret language that tells stories of daily life and customs, passed down from generation to generation. 2. Tuvalu's role in World War II. During World War II, Tuvalu played a surprisingly significant role, despite its small size and isolation. As the war escalated in the Pacific, Tuvalu's atolls and islands became crucial staging areas for the Allies. The strategic location of Tuvalu along major supply routes made it an ideal base for military operations, and the islands were transformed as a result. The Allies built military bases and airstrips on several of Tuvalu's islands, showcasing the nation's strategic importance. For the local communities, this sudden influx of infrastructure and technology was a major change. Many Tuvaluans were recruited to assist in the war effort, while others found themselves living in close proximity to military installations. The impact of the war on Tuvalu was profound, not just in terms of the physical landscape, but also in the lives of its people. The presence of the military brought new technologies and ideas to the islands, but it also came with challenges and hardships. Today, Tuvalu's wartime history is preserved in the form of historical sites and memorials scattered across the islands. These sites serve as silent reminders of the sacrifices made and the resilience of the Tuvaluan people during this tumultuous period. 1. Tuvalu's struggle with rising sea levels. Tuvalu's battle with rising sea levels is perhaps the most urgent and heartbreaking issue facing the nation today. As one of the lowest-lying countries in the world, Tuvalu is on the front lines of the global climate crisis. With its highest point at just 16 feet above sea level, the nation is extremely vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. The rising ocean is not just a distant threat. It's a daily reality for the people of Tuvalu. Flooding and erosion are constant concerns, with each high tide bringing the risk of damage to homes, schools, and vital infrastructure. The government and international organizations have been working tirelessly to build seawalls and explore options for relocating the most vulnerable communities. However, despite these efforts, the future remains uncertain. If sea levels continue to rise at the current rate, much of Tuvalu could be underwater by the end of the century. For visitors, Tuvalu offers a sobering glimpse into the future of our planet if action is not taken to address climate change. The people of Tuvalu are not just victims of this crisis. They are also some of the most resilient and resourceful individuals you will ever meet. Their fight to preserve their land and way of life is a powerful reminder of the stakes involved in the global battle against climate change. Tuvalu is a nation of incredible beauty, deep cultural roots, and a resilience that is truly inspiring. From its overlooked status as a travel destination to its narrow geography, unique economy, and the enchanting beauty of its women, Tuvalu offers a wealth of experiences that are unlike any other. But beyond its charm and allure lies a story of struggle and survival, a story that the world needs to hear. What will you do to help preserve the places like Tuvalu that are on the front lines of climate change? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to World Marvels for more incredible stories from around the globe. Remember, every voice counts in the fight to save our planet. Until next time.